March of this year, I did a communication to a lady called Margaret Asumana. I read, Honorable Margaret Asumana compliments. This is Speaker Chambers. I would like to have a meeting with you by the afternoon of Thursday, 30th March 2023. I'm currently in Washington at the U.S. Congress to discuss a wide range of issues, inclusive of bolstering democratic resilience worldwide, legislative diplomacy, and the role of legislature in promoting sound election policies and voter participation. I will serve as one of the 3 panelists on tomorrow's topic, free and fair elections, the role of legislatures in promoting sound election policies and voter participation. By Thursday, I will have a freer schedule, which will then afford me the time for other important national engagements, to include meeting with you and members of your staff to get from you some updates of your successes and challenges. I had the opportunity to meet with other LISCA authorities outside of the United States. I was exceedingly proud of Liberia's gains through LISCA. The meeting was profoundly fruitful. I also met with enough staff to ensure proper oversight. I appreciated the level of commitment they put in their work. Please treat this message with extreme urgency today by text or WhatsApp, as I will be engaged this evening legislatively. I wish you a safe, peaceful, pleasant, and successful year. Thanks and God bless. Best wishes, Bhofal Chambers, Speaker. Then I wrote a gentleman called Reeves. I said, a pleasant good day. I'm currently in Washington, D.C., attending a summit for Democracy 2023, and would like to pay a courtesy call on you all during the afternoon, hours of Thursday, March 2023. I have informed Madam Asumana via WhatsApp message. I will appreciate courtesy. I will see you all on Thursday. Thanks and God bless. Kindest regards, Bhofal Chambers. Madam Asumana replied. She replied and said, I'm home with a bad cold, very bad cold and fever. I visited my doctor yesterday and was advised to do a complete bed rest. Additionally, I am forwarding the mail to Commissioner Eugene Nambwe for instruction to me. Respectfully, Margaret Asumana. I responded to Madam Asumana on March 29th. I said, I wish you a full and speedy recovery. I'm sure that the office is not closed. I think we must work in concert to ensure that we maintain a healthy democracy and a sustainable economic architecture. As a servant of the people, having the role to help guarantee proper oversight, I call on your office, along with the Office of the Liberian International Shipping and Corporate Registry, LISCA, by effectively providing or furnishing me with palpable information for an appreciation of gains made and challenges we can collectively work on to enhance continued success. Please be reminded that I will respectfully pay a visit at the 2 offices tomorrow in the afternoon hours. Please extend my best wishes to the Commissioner when you are forwarding the email I addressed to you. The mail I addressed to you. So, with this action, I decided to go and visit the maritime office, LISCA office in Virginia, the United States of America. I got there. I went along with my son and my granddaughter. We drove to Virginia to make that kind of appearance, to know exactly where we were as a nation in terms of knowing the level in which as a nation we benefit from its resources. When I got there, I got at the elevator, and there was a gentleman I met at the elevator, and then he came outside when I was entering. Then he asked me who I was. And I told him, oh, I'm Bhofal Chambers. I'm from Liberia. I'm going to LISCA's office, the Liberian desk, so that I will be able to gather some information that I've been following. Since LISCA is one of those things responsible to help improve the economy of the state. So he said, okay, well, I work there too. And I got to know later on that his name was Samuel Joe, somebody that I've never met. So when I went, I met some people at the LISCA's office. Of course, I did not see Madam Asemana, and I did not see Mr. Reeves, but there was a white lady and a few others were there. I greeted them, and I asked them, whether they could give me audience, because I came on a mission and I sent a message, prior message. And they asked me what? I said, I came to find out, about the progress of maritime, LISCA, the challenges and the gains, the successes. The white lady in a low tone said, is Kofa aware? I think she was talking to somebody. Is the Deputy Speaker aware? Is Commissioner Nangbe aware? She was just talking low, and I heard her, but I did not respond. Because basically, we are being elected by our people, and we should have that oversight. So whether the commissioner is aware or the deputy speaker is aware, it's not my business. But I'm only there to perfect my fiduciary responsibility. Because I knew before I left, and I've been asking some questions about the activities of the deputy speaker, because it was even on an occasion the deputy speaker traveled to Greece as head of the maritime committee. The maritime office was leaving. In that gathering was the commissioner of maritime. He was going to Greece in this direction, and he headed the team as the head of the delegation, maritime board. I was surprised that he's not working in the executive. He cannot directly or indirectly, even if he had gone as a member, that would have been something, maybe invited to see exactly what's happening, but he could not have led the group. Because Article 3 of the Constitution is clear about that. So, that said, after all of those things that happened, I left from there. On the 30th, I left from the office of LISCA in Dulles. I left from there. When I left from there, then the young man who rode the same elevator as I rode was dismissed on the 31st. So I informed government about it, that I thought that there should be some remediation, because the young man did not do anything. He did not pay my way from Liberia to the United States. He didn't. He did not pay my way from Washington to Virginia. He didn't. The only thing was out of courtesy that we all were in the same elevator, and he directed me because I asked questions. So here's a letter to the gentleman called Samuel Joe on the 31st of March, because I left the office on the 30th of March. It says, Samuel Joe, 6 Pine Ridge Court, Germantown, Maryland, 20874. Dear Samuel, on March 30th, 2023, you tried to help an official from Liberia and his family gain access to our suite, presumably because you have a personal connection to this official. Your conduct during this entire process was inconsistent with our security protocols, unprofessional, and show you were putting your own connections, interests above LISCA's. This includes your attempting to have the official enter the suite, the way you conducted yourself with me when I encountered you by the elevator with them, and frankly, every part of this incident. We simply cannot tolerate this behavior, and we have no confidence that you will not do it again. Therefore, we feel we have no choice but to terminate your LISCA employment effective today. On April 7, 2023, you receive your final paycheck via direct deposit, which includes hours worked from March 18, 2023 to March 31st, 2023. This paycheck will also include any accrued unused paid time off up to the maximum of 120 hours. As per company policy, your current health care benefits will expire at midnight tonight, March 31st, 2023. You'll receive information from American Benefits Group, our corporate administrator, regarding information for continuing those benefits. You have an account balance in your 401k. Once we have deposited your final contribution to Fidelity on April 7, 2023, you will be able to contact Fidelity directly to determine your next steps with your funds. You may log onto the email address or call directly. We are truly sorry that we are in this situation, but your conduct has left us with no choice. Sincerely, Christine Dahote, Chief Financial and Administrative Officer. So this is what we have been talking about. You see, Muhammad Ali, Cassius Clay, some of you who are as old as I am, he says, I don't trust anyone who's nice to me but act rude to the waiter, because they would treat me the same way if I were in that position. The issue of Samuel was just being ethical, to say the least. I'm the third person, whether you don't like me, but the office that I hold is the third office in the Republic. We have that responsibility for oversight. We do appropriation. We have concerns that the country needs push, the country needs help. If upon myself, I take on my own resources and say that I'm going to check to see how we can help structure this sector to have more gains, because as Liberia elevates, there's an accompanying benefit that goes along. There's a difference between number 1 and number 2. Liberia has now surpassed Panama. So obviously, there is something now that Liberia should all be proud of. And if the speaker leaves with paying his own money to go, people should at least try to have some kind words. But for people to undermine the speaker internally and externally is unacceptable. Because I told you, I heard the lady that was there asking whether the deputy speaker was aware, whether the commissioner of maritime was aware. You know, these are things that we think we should discourage. Liberia belongs to everybody. Now, the legal sector, I think it is undermined to an extent. There is a kind of a discussion going on the phone here. So basically, it should not be that you have, you know, one set of Liberians above another set of Liberians. We say that there is a kind of a future and hope for Liberia to have revenue generated over $1 billion or several $1 billion we can have. If we could all put our resources together, we'll be able to excel. If we act together, I mean, for the common good of the country, we'll be able to succeed. So I must let you all know that Liberia does not belong to any particular person. And for the action of Bhofal in the job I do, I think he's not the proper character at this moment, except he can change. But I will not sit here and think that we should play the game of being a proverbial ostrich. I put my head in the sand, though things are happening, and I say because nobody sees me, so nothing is happening. It's unfair. Imagine if he was a deputy speaker of the quality of a deputy speaker in an institution where we all are for and where we all sacrifice for. As my case is being adjudicated, the party itself will now have come up to say that there is a candidate being put out there. I think the first approach of the party was to say, oh, we have our speaker who has been embroiled, who is now embroiled in some legal issues, and he made a claim that there was some, adultery place in where he was vying. And I will tell you this much, with no disrespect to the Elections Commission, but if the proper counting was done, my opponent would not have gotten 30% of the vote. And because we've heard that people were going to throw us in a court, and because they knew what was in the district, that overwhelmingly the people were already ready for voting for me, they truncated the process and instead went there and caused some compromises. And names were called. People even said they saw some of the people. In fact, I will tell you, there was a gentleman who was caught in Plebo and carried to where I was stopping, my residence, because my home is on a repair now. It is being built, refurbished. But I was in a guest house, and the gentleman came there and he pleaded with us. People were there, and the discussion went on. And even those persons that were put in position, to regulate the issue, the process of voting, even said that yes, they stop ballots, they do the dirty work, and they had a place reserved, for my opponent. And there were other disturbances, violence ensued, people got hurt, all of the CDC pool washers were put out. Many things happened. Even to the extent where there was an incident where, I got a call from one of the polling precincts saying that the people there intended to carry the ballots to Harper, District 1, to count I had to call Madam Honoria, the magistrate. She refused to even respond, to intervene. I texted her. She refused to because I called one of the commissioners in Monrovia, and they said they were going to intervene. There was no way you can take ballot from one district to another district to be counted. You know, so all of those things in my mind, you know, were not good and healthy for democracy. People said that Bhofal is speaker, he should have been able to use his power and authority. No, we believe in democratic governance. So things should happen, and the people franchise must be respected. If people went there to act disorderly, it is not proper. I want to even thank the security people, because even there, they didn't only decide to compromise the area that in question also, okay, but they decided to disturb the whole area, and the police were very busy from one polling precinct to another polling precinct because they planted people all around, and that is so callous. That is so shameful. What I want to say is that if we want to move this country forward, Liberians should work together in harmony. Again, I will tell you this much: there is nobody who is better than the other. I know there are people who have maybe some sinister plans, and their actions have been insidious. They said that they are going to, even there was something, some people, I heard somebody I was passing somewhere, you know, disguised myself, you know, and somebody was saying, oh, they are going to open fake account to do other things. Look, all of us here, we are mortal, you know, and God is our judge. He's faithful and he's just. So he's watching over all of us. What we want is a better Liberia. Anyone who has the ability, the prowess to run this country, we give them the support until there's a need for other issues. But the people decision cannot and should not be thwarted by anybody and by any means. This is not a kind of pecuniary kind of dispensation. It is not a kind of a pecuniary fight. It's not fight for money or using money to fight. This country is a country, a virgin, and it has so much to produce and provide because it's fertile. And I think we need to work together to ensure that this country becomes prosperous, becomes just, becomes equal, so that our responsibilities can match, you know, our rights. Liberia belongs to all of us. And let people not be carried away. This spirit of narcissism, you know, narcissistic people who think that they are the only sublipsists, the only knowable, the only people that people should gather around, not counting other people. It's unfair. Wherever it comes from, it's unfair. People should believe that nobody here will be used because we all are assets. What God has created, there's a reason for that. When we come and we provide those things that we should provide, nobody takes them for granted. I take all Liberia to be peaceful during this new year. As I said, may this year be branded Annus Mirabilis, or Year of Wonder, or Happy Year, or Prosperous Year, so that our blessings can be quantified exponentially. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
So we'll take
No. You have to ask questions. It's a press conference.
question.
Yeah. You.
Yeah, so my name is Yanti Topa, report for OKFM. Honorable Speaker, basically the concern keeps coming to the public about that Honorable Speaker had discovered some of these things and probably he thought not to say it. And they are saying, what is it now that you are saying all of these concern? And for instance, when your deputy now is seeking for the speakership, maybe probably you could be the one giving blessing to him to say, oh, whether we could rally the support of other colleagues that we have influence over to give you the speaker at the level of the legislature. But that seems not to be the case at the moment. What are you not supporting promoting the Speaker be of your deputy?
Well, it's only because of inappropriate. Zealotry is a bad word anyway, but inappropriate zealotry, ultra zealotry on the part of the people. The fact that I am the Speaker, the fact that we have been openly cheated, and there has not even been a single word from the Speaker, from the Deputy Speaker, or people that have the affinity to us. We find this to be outrageous. We find that to be anti-human. And if you are doing things in a way, understand the issue of the boomerang effect. You are saying that I haven't brought this as they have unfolded. I did. Speaker will not go on the floor to start to make claims. I out of respect, I've called my deputy in my office and we spoke. Even to a point where there are other things that are even invited, involved. I was still a bearer, our president, even to the point where I went into the deputy's office to speak to him on these issues. So for me, I'm a human being. And, that one thing I would tell you, wherever I was, we did our best. Even the former president, we had differences, right? But she told the people that I was her best lawmaker. And of course, I was with the president from 2024 until 2011. That when I left.
2004.
2004.
Yeah.
Okay, 2004 to 2011.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was with her. And to her credit, though we had, some differences at some point, because for me, it's for the people and who we serve, because we are all servants of the people. So what brought the division, it was based on policy differences. The issue here, we wanted to have a booming economy. And then, in my view, the president chose, an alternative to what we envisaged, meaning that BSP had the potential, we have problem with electricity. And BSP said we're carrying 15 megawatts electricity to Maryland County. Just for that, it was a plus. Sometime in Monrovia, you were 22 megawatts. If you carry 15 megawatts in Maryland County, you cannot beat it. So I just thought that it was something that we all should have celebrated as members of the government. Even to the point where BSP said they were going to modernize the port of Harper, it was something also great. We even have problem with dredging the free port of Monrovia. So it was going to improve the economy. If goods cannot come through Monrovia, some will come through Maryland. That would have been an economic boom, in my view. So we had those differences. So it is not based on, the issue is based on where I sit. Because where I sit, I will not, frequently go and have these kinds of exchanges, especially my principal deputy. So nothing against him, but I just don't like it, how people carry themselves. Liberia belongs to all Liberians. Sovereignty is unmitigated. He is a citizen of Liberia, I'm a citizen of Liberia, and we all should do what is best for our people. We should always put the needs of our people first. That's the issue.
That's the truth, FM.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. If I got it well, you talked about not getting about, if not 25% of your budget as Speaker. Are you just disclosing this to your colleagues who are listening or following the live videos in the media, or this is something that you brought to the attention of your colleagues, especially the leadership? Because there are speculations that you do have a huge budget and you are operating on a budget wherein they do not have operational funds. So I just want the clarity as to whether you just experiencing this, or it has been happening for the past 2-3 years or 4 years, or since you begin Speaker not getting about 25%?
Well, basically it has been issue perennial since 2018. But I always went, even to the extent where you saw me going to the finance ministry, I always went to see how the issue of my colleagues' benefits or budget can be attended to. I always subordinated that of my own office, but it has become almost habitual that this happened. From 2018 to 2022, about 40% or less of my budget have been accessed. So it's something that has been happening. And I was just hoping that improvements will come. But at the same time, we also talk about people in the educational area, the people that are volunteers supposed to be on payroll, the people at the health centers, and many other areas, security. So we talk about those people. So we will not push our interests above the interests of our people. That is why I said that our work has been often super irrigatory. They are being often self-abnegating. And so we try to put the people's interest before our interests. But this is the reality. He's not a speaker who will want to put things on his head and make these kinds of who or cry around the town. It's not the case. But the Liberian people should know that we have been working in their interests. And it's because of their interests and what we want to see happening for their best interest. That is why we have not been putting our interests above their interests. So that's the issue. So it's not to say that for my people to know, but it's the reality that has been faced by us. And I would thought that perhaps because of the competing interests, that is why you have. I'm even telling you that most of these trips that I went on, even carrying people along, I used my own resources to transport my colleagues. Going to Qatar, going to Rwanda, those are things I do. But it's not an issue of complaining. I'm only saying the reality. And I hope that going forward, and we who in government in these places, knowing that we are servants of the people, we must be able to serve the purpose for which we are called. Don't look at personality. We should not dwell on personality cult.
Let's take our oracle, then we'll take from.
Yes, sir, Speaker. Firstly, what have been the working relationship between you and your deputy? Secondly, what is your fear? Assuming your deputy is to win as Speaker, why do you think could affect the image of the first branch of government that you are sending out these cabinets?
Well, it's not the issue of fear. It's the issue of concern. Norman Cousin was a journalist. He said that history is a vast early warning alarm system. What you see happening before, to allow it happen again, meaning that you have not been able to use your faculty well. So I'm only trying to inform the Liberian people that people need to come to the table to serve and not to be served. People should come to worship and not to be worshipped. So we have an onerous responsibility, and that is for us to take Liberia as a state, that we should all be able to improve and not to carry on some acts that will undermine the growth and development of our country. There are many more, and let me say, we cannot, say those things that may not be pleasant for your ears. But I have been trying to be at least one of the most obedient servants to do what is just and fair for our people. As you see me, so I am. I want to see a Liberia prosperous. I want to see a Liberia just. I want to see Liberia equal, so that nobody can think that they have an entitlement to this country. We're all supposed to benefit the same way, and as such, we have to look, search, and do what is proper.
Let's take Pram and then we'll close up.
The other concern
Yeah, the
is
other concern.
the working relationship.
Oh, the working relationship. Well, I think it's a learning curve. I hope that some of these things be improved upon. I mean, the deputy and I, never have many times sitting to work. I think my deputy have been more engaged in his office than engaged in the chambers. But again, everybody get their own style, but I just want these issues to be adequately addressed, that when you are here, all interest you have outside should be avoided, not to compromise the role that you hold here. So that's my concern. Yeah.
Pram FM.
So my name is Prince Moba, and I report for Pram FM and Focus on Liberia Online TV. So, Honorable Speaker, thanks for the engagement with the media. I have two concerns quickly. First, did the messages coming from you of recent and against or about your principal deputy, the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, both of you come from the ruling party, with those alleged undermining of your office for a couple of years and you have worked together, I'd just like to know what sort of image has it given the legislature on your leadership, your government, and how did it affect the workings of the citizen government where the speaker and the deputy speaker have those kinds of, misunderstanding in working, even though, not in the public though, but I know it may have affected some workings. Then the second aspect of my question is, we had just 2 weeks to the speakership elections. That will be on the 15th. 2 weeks from now. Your colleagues will be going to the polls, and Deputy Speaker is one of the candidates. For lack of a better words, we follow the debate on the radio stations. It's very much, popular. What would be your clear-cut message in terms of the sanctity of the legislature that you thought were not achieved based on some of the who have everything to you? What can you tell your colleagues as they go to the polls?
Let me ask you a question. How many radio stations have you listened to? Are you from one radio station?
Yeah.
And to say that he's unpopular, so it's, I don't know, it's an overstatement.
Okay, go ahead.
However, we come to the office with equanimity. So whatever the issues are, we've been calm, we've been balanced in doing our work. For me, I have control of what I can do. I don't have control over what the next person does. So whatever one is and whatever one intends to do, that's one's business. The issue about coming to the issue of the elections, if the judgment came today, I will run as speaker today. And I want to trust the wisdom of the Honorable Supreme Court jurists. I think they are the best of their class in modern jurisprudence. So we trust them because, it's just clear. 203 votes, they're not zero. If somebody said we cheated, that's just somebody who have the authority. If somebody say I will shoot you and they have gun in their hands, that person can kill you because it's a fact that that person has the authority to do so, has the power to do so. But if somebody has a kind of has no limbs, no feet, no hands, and say I will shoot you, how will the person shoot you? In essence here is that we will do what is required. We want Liberia to benefit from the best or the available. So if I were now, clear, I will run as speaker. So whatever the case is, we want the best for Liberia under the circumstances. I hate nobody. That is why you see me, I sleep well. That is why I do 200 push-ups every morning. I'm okay. That is why you don't see me eating here, eating there, because I'm trained enough, in a positive way. So I'm trained enough in a positive way. So I feel satisfied with what I am. And God, in His infinite wisdom, created all of us. And this tapestry we embrace, because God makes you, makes me, and so we should live together. We don't have to be all the same. That said, I want to say, look,
I was asking whether if the rivalry are giving any negative image to the legislature for what's happening in the public.
No.
Probably has it moved up.
No. I'm not trying to tell the public what they need to know. Okay. I mean, it's a need to know basis that we are here espousing or stating this for citizens. I'm just telling you exactly what has been the case. Look, we have, done those things in our view that will make every one of us to enjoy this issue of citizenship. We're all Liberians, and as such, we should all be treated the same way. We don't want, different treatment. We don't want extra treatment. We don't want things to be maybe differential, in terms of because of the state we are in. But we want fairness, and that has been eluding the community, the public, the citizenry for some time. But to say that the CDC government has done its part, has done well, what I ask is that we should be able to acknowledge, the truth, and we should be able to live in harmony. There's nobody who is a stooge. There's nobody who is a trash. Everybody counts. That is why we are here. God created us in His likeness and image. We are here. So if other people feel otherwise, I want them to take it back, because God is watching over us. Never think that you can do things your own way. God's way is the way. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you so much. General, we did that for 45 minutes.
So thanks so much for following us. That was the voice of House Speaker for Chambers. Thanks for following. We join us another time for another live video. My name is Prince Moba. We've been here for pretty close to an hour in this interaction with Speaker Chambers. Do join us another time. This is the USB Focus on Liberia TV. My name is Prince Moba. Join me another time. Bye-bye. I'm out.